Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about managing files of a website. In any website project, even in small to medium-sized websites, you are going to have many files. So as an example, this is actually our corporate website, and you can see that we have many files, even in a small website like this. Now, many website platforms, you're going to be seeing image lists like this. So this is actually very common. But here's the problem with that. It's very difficult to see where each image is being used. So, in some platforms, you actually have to do a search. In some others, they provide folders, but it doesn't really solve a problem. The real solution is to associate the images with components. So let's see how that's actually implemented in WebDigital. You can see that this is basically our file listing interface, and when we click on this button, it basically takes us to the root component and to the Files tab. And in this one, it basically says you can drag and drop a file. Let's take a look at what these controls are. Upload a new file. So if you want to upload a new file, we can upload from here. We can actually download it from some URL, or we can actually upload it from our computer. This one is for controlling whether we display all files or just the component files. So you can see here, like when I click on this, we list only the files that are actually being used in the root component. So if I click on home, for example, I see, oh, there's only 2 images that are associated with that component. If I go into frame, I have 2 other images like this one and probably in the footer, this one. So those are the ones that are being used in the frame. So I can clearly see what's being used where when I click on this option. Or I can click on all files, in which case it actually highlights the ones that belong to that particular component that we're viewing. Now this one, close and drag, that's got to do with using the actual file. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, so I'm going to skip that for now. But I want to show this one, the collection. So just like we can actually download a file from a URL, we can actually download files from Unsplash, like this one. Or we can say, okay, well, I want to download this file from Unsplash. And there you go. It just comes along, and now we can actually edit this file and do whatever we want with it. Or we can actually download videos from Pixabay, images and videos. So this is particularly helpful if you're looking for an SVG, actually. So you can actually search these over here like that. Yeah, it's pretty helpful. All right, let's get back to our own collection. Now, when we're viewing our own collection, we can look at the videos, SVGs, documents or audios. Typically, obviously, it's images that are most often used. And this is the column count that we see in the image. When it's a single one, we're basically showing the entire image. Otherwise, they're shown like in small tiles. You can search for the components, files here. Obviously, there was not much. This one was orbital, so let's look for orbital. So we should find that, yes. And then this is the order by, so we can actually order by name, time, size, and we can refresh the list. And as far as the actual files go, we can view the file. We can edit the file image, especially, so we can actually change its name, description, keywords. We can actually do responsive design. So this is also called art direction. We can change the width and the height. So like that, we can crop certain sections. Yeah, so this is basically our mini image editor, optimizer, as we call it. Yeah, so we can copy the file, we can delete the file. Now this is the interesting part. This is the imports. So the imports is actually showing the file, which components are actually importing the file. So this is the main solution that WebDigital has for managing the files. We have many files, but when you get to the component level, it just makes it a little bit easier for you to manage and see. Like in this one, this is just being imported in root. So if I actually look at all the files, I can see where they're, like this one is not being used anywhere. This one is used in these 2 pages, and I can link to them and see what else are they using. Sorry. So we can actually manage the files this way. It makes it much easier. Now let's look at how we can actually add a file. So let's upload a file. I'll just pick this one. And so basically the file is uploaded. Now we have this file. We can edit it and change its characteristics or whatever, crop it. And then once we actually have this right now, as you can see, this, when I uploaded it, I actually had the component file set. So that's why, when I look at the imports, it's going to say, oh, this is imported by the root component. Now I can take it out, and that basically removes it from the list, as you can see, or I can put it back into the root. So in this case, you can see it's now included in the root. So that's how you can import and unimport a particular file from a component. And whenever you want to use that file, so let's use it over here. So it's just a simple drag and drop, as you can see. You can drag it on the tree, elements tree, or you can drag it across the workspace. And once it's placed, it creates an element. And then you can actually edit that element in however you want. You can make it smaller. And then whenever you look at the files, so now you can see that we're now actually in the home component. This file is automatically imported into it. So whenever we look at it, it says root and home. So now it's actually imported in 2 places. Now it's not really being used in root, so we can actually come there and remove it from there. And so now when we actually go back to the home component, we can see that it's only now imported in the home component. If we want to remove it, we can't, because it says, hey, you're using that in the home component, so we can't really do that. Now let me show what this drag on tree versus close on drag is. So whenever we're actually using the component, if we say drag on tree, right now that option is set, the tree stays open. So I can actually place it wherever I want in the tree. If I say, let me come over here, close on drag, now it just goes away, and I get to basically see the entire unobstructed view of the workspace, and I can drop it there. So yeah, that's and whenever the file is being used, it gets imported automatically. There's also another way that you can actually use images and videos. So you can actually place the element itself, and after you place the element, you can actually change the source. You can see that that's basically you can select the source, or you can upload something else from here. Like let's say this one, and again, this gets imported into the home component over here. So now we can see that it's over here. We can't delete it because it's being used. And once we actually remove that particular image, so now I'm going to remove these images. Now I can actually delete these files, and they're not used anywhere else. If they were, then I would not be able to delete it. And so now basically we're back to the starting point. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching.